Yo, can you believe it is literally the third quarter of the year? I feel like I was just doing quarter one. That being said, y'all already know how this goes. This is the third quarter. Upcoming books by Black authors that you should definitely have on your radar. Because why? We need to be number one on these library hold lists. So let's get into it. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the list. I've been watching my analytics, and you know what it's telling me? It's telling me that most of the people that are watching my videos are people that are already subscribed to me. And that's great. I love y'all for coming back. That means y'all are enjoying it. You sharing it on the regs. You know, you getting information. Great. However, I'm starting to feel like y'all dirty little secret, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Y'all need to be telling people about the channel, sharing the links with your friends, and letting them know, like, yo, if you want to know what's going on, you need to be subscribed to the channel because we want to continue to grow this community. So that being said, no more talking. Make sure you give this video a like if you have not already, and let's get straight into the video. So hey y'all, I'm Kiona from Chocolate Covered Pages. If this is your first time here, I have been doing these videos since the beginning of the year. I really enjoy them. We did quarter one, quarter two, and this is going to be quarter three, which is covering July, August, and September. So make sure you check out videos for quarters one and two if you have not already. Also, what y'all think of this new mic? So coming out on July 1st, we have The Best Man, Unfinished Business by Malcolm D. Lee with Jayne Allen. Now, Jayne Allen is also the author of Black Girls Must Be Exhausted, which is right here behind me. That is a series which I have not read. She is partnering with Malcolm D. Lee to write this book. First of all, The Best Man, the movie, I love that movie. It is a staple in my family. We have seen it a million freaking times. But ask me if I watched the second movie. I did not. I did not. And because I didn't see the second movie, I did not see the TV series, which means that I personally cannot read this book just yet. But I'm definitely going to, because this book starts right where that series leaves off. So just so you know, in case you think you could just pick this one up and you ain't watched the shows, you cannot. You should definitely pick this one up afterwards. Okay, so most of these books, I have not read any of these books. So you will see me looking down at my phone, which is where my notes are that tells me what these books are about. For the most part, I'm not reading all the synopsises for y'all. I'm just giving just enough to let y'all know what genre the book is in, and just a gist. Just enough to let you know if you might be interested or not. Also coming out on July 1st, we have Pretty Girl County by Lakita Wilson. And I actually came across this book while on Threads. The author is on there and she was promoting her book on there. And I mean, look at this cover. It's so freaking cute. It is a YA, in case you didn't realize. And let me tell you what it's about. So this book follows former best friends Rhea and Summer, who once bonded growing up in PG County, Maryland, now divided by class and style. When Rhea, now affluent and desperate to bolster her fashion school portfolio, hires Summer for help, the two must navigate old wounds, shifting loyalties, and a threat to Summer's dad's bookstore while rediscovering the strength of their friendship. Okay, it sounds cute. Not what I was thinking when I saw the cover, but you know, I was thinking something totally different. It's also being compared to Gossip Girl. Okay, so coming out on July 8th, we have The Great Misfortune of Stella Sedwick by S. Isabel. And this one is described as Bridgerton meets The Davenports. In this wildly entertainment standalone romance following a young black woman trying to balance her independence with her future in 1860s London's high society. I do like the sound of that. I really do. As a big fan of the Gilded Age, Downton Abbey, I love stuff like that. This one, it says that it's a young adult. So I don't know how I might feel about this one, because that was one of the things that I wish for in the Davenports. I wish that it was more adult as opposed to young adult, but that's just my own personal preference, only because I lean more towards the adult books rather than YA. Okay, and also coming out on July 8th, we have Lure of the Tides by Annalay Sabrana. And this I can't really tell you about because, and I'm not going to read the synopsis because this is book 2 in her Lore of the Wild series, which is a fantasy trilogy that she's come out with. Y'all, it's a fly in here and I'm doing my best to act like I don't see it, but I want to go crazy. I already sprayed and I don't understand why it's just not dead yet. I don't understand. I really don't. But let's just continue, you know. Okay, on July 15th, we have Make Your Way Home by Carrie R. Moore. I'm absolutely in love with this cover. I'm loving this new trend of black illustrations, but like the skin being super, like it being super dark, you know, and the background being dark. Kind of like this one, you know. I'm loving it. Okay, so let me tell you what this one is about. Okay, so this is a debut story collection. It's set across the American South, tracing characters wrestling with painful histories, family curses, and the universal longing for belonging. The universal longing for belonging. Okay, you know, interesting. Okay, so let's stay on July 15th. And we also have Jamaica Road by Lisa Smith coming out. And thank you to Knopf for sending me this copy. Okay, this is a transformative love story about two best friends who fall for each other, fall apart, and try to find their way back together in their tight-knit British Jamaican community. I love it. Love it. And it is set in South London in 1981. Okay, now I have this book. I definitely have this book. I cannot locate it right now. I cannot locate it right now, and I know why. It's because I took it out the house and I put it someplace that it probably don't got no business being, but you know. The Payback by Kashana Cauley, which is also coming out on July 15th. This is about a woman named Jada Williams, and Jada is relentlessly being pursued by the debt police, and her 2 co-workers decide that they're gonna actually fight back and they're gonna do something about it. So they decide that they're going to take down their student loan company. I don't know how they're gonna do this, but yeah. Very interesting premise. Okay, and then next up on July 22nd, we have Love You to Death by Justina Townsen. This is described as a chaotic, suspense-filled thriller where 2 best friends crash weddings for thrills and cash until a deadly turn transforms their joyride into a fight for survival. You know, that sounds really good. I'm very much looking forward to that one. I think it might be on its way to me. I think so. I hope so, because I really want to read it. Okay, and that it has also gotten really good reviews, so that's another thing. Also coming out on July 22nd, we have Necessary Fiction by Elagosa Osunde. Thank you to the people over at Riverhead for sending me this copy. This is described as a kaleidoscope Legos narrative weaving queer and trans lives, chosen family, identity, and resilience. So from my understanding, there are multiple stories in this book, which is similar to her previous book, which was called Vagabonds, and that one also, I'm pointing because it's behind me, which also has multiple stories inside, but I believe they are interlocking. At least I hope that these are interlocking, because those I love when they're like interlocking, or at least I'm okay with the stories being centered around a very similar theme. I just don't like it when stories are just like from here, there, and everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one, and I absolutely love the cover. Riverhead always has the best covers. They really do. Okay, so now we're sliding on over to July 29th, and July 29th is heavy. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, it is heavy. Okay, so anything y'all want to read, I'm telling you, you need to be putting these books on your list right now, because some of these are super popular and you don't want to be number 230. You just know. At that point, don't even get on the list. Just go ahead and buy it. You know what I mean? Okay, so we have Blood Slaves by Marcus Redmond. This is a reimagining of the vampire origin story set during the early days of American slavery. It blends alternate history with supernatural horror as the last surviving member of an ancient African vampire tribe meets a slave desperate for freedom, and together they lead an army of enslaved people in a cinematically blood-soaked battle for freedom and revenge. This book asks the question, what if nobody freed the slaves? Because they freed themselves 150 years before the Civil War. That sounds so good. I love stories like that. Rebel, you know, kill everybody. I like that type of stuff. And black vampires, yes, sign me up every time. Also coming out July 29th, we have Lonely Crowds by Stephanie Wambugu. There's another cover I saw, and I like the other cover better, but you know, listen, beggars can't be choosers. Thank you very much to Little Brown for sending me this advanced reader copy. This one is about a volatile friendship between two outsiders who finally escape their bleak childhood, and then they enter the glamorous world of early 90s New York City, and they realize only one of them can make it. It sounds like it's gonna be some backstabbing. Some shadiness, yeah. I love it. I really need to move this one up for sure. And also being set in New York, I mean, y'all already know how I feel about that. Okay, this next one is Something in the Water by Phyllis R. Dixon. Buried secrets, environmental disaster, and a legacy of corruption hit too close to home when a California native and her family make a fresh start in small town Texas and find trouble just beneath the promising surface. Okay, it's probably going to be some racism in this one. Yeah, probably, you know. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm really just guessing. And next, we have a nonfiction also coming out on July 29th, and that is The Conjuring of America, Mojos, Mermaids, Medicine by Lindsay Stewart. This book is a rich cultural history exploring 400 years of Black women's conjure traditions, from herbal healers to voodoo queens, and their powerful imprint on American life. That one sounds really, really good. And I had the opportunity to get this book recently, and I didn't get it because I was moving too slow. You know, when you add a book swap, you really gotta be quick with it. And you know, sometimes I feel like I be playing it cool because I don't want to look like oh, give me that, you know, because I saw some other things at this book swap that I really could have had as well, but like I wanted all of them. So yeah, I waited too long to make a decision, and basically I didn't get it. I'm gonna still try to get it though. I am. I might have to buy it, but we'll see. Okay, and we also have August Lane by Regina Black coming out. And this is the author of The Art of Scandal, which I previously read. This one is a small town romance about the visibility of Black women's voices in country music. How very timely. You know? Okay, and then lastly for July 29th, we have Birth of a Dynasty by Chinaza Badu. The front says, and above all, choose vengeance. And yes, I agree, especially when it comes to fantasy novels. Yes, I love a vengeance type of book. Love it. This is a epic fantasy. This is the start of a trilogy. This is centered around three families' fight for power in Akabulin. Listen. A land where magic is feared, giants are real, and prophecy holds sway. It sounds very good. I don't know if this is YA or if this is supposed to be adult. Oh, you know what? It might be supposed to be YA because it is comparing it to She Who Became the Sun and Children of Blood and Bone. Okay, so now let's get into August. So August, we have This Kind of Trouble by Tochi Izzy. This is a sizzling, emotionally charged romance about two people drawn into reckless desire where hesitation meets danger. That doesn't really tell me too much, but I'm still very much interested. I'm still very much interested. I mean, the cover is really nice. I like the cover. That's it. I like the cover. Okay, also coming out on August 5th, we have Blessings and Disasters by Alexis Okiowo. I was trying to figure out, was this a memoir or what was it? Okay, so now I know, okay? It is a blend of memoir, history, and reportage on one of the most complex and least understood states in America. Okay, a story of Alabama. I didn't realize Alabama was misunderstood, but you know, the more you know. August 12th, we have This Here Is Love by Princess Joy Perry. And this is a tender exploration of Black love in its everyday highs and lows, marked by soulful intimacy. I don't really know. I still don't, that didn't tell me anything really, but I do like the cover. Once again, another one I'm super excited for August 12th is called Positive Obsession, The Life and Times of Octavia E. Butler. Super excited about this one because I feel like I really just do not know enough about Octavia E. Butler. Like, I've started to get more into her catalog. Obviously, I want to get even further into it, but I would just love to know the person behind the pen, you know, and I'm very much looking forward to this one. This is described as a vibrant cultural biography chronicling Butler's creative drive and enduring influence through her concept of positive obsession. Next up, still on August 12th, we have Family Spirit by Diane McKinney Whetstone. And I am ashamed because I own multiple Diane McKinney Whetstone books, maybe even all of them at this point. Yet, I want to read this one. I really want to read this one. Let me tell you what it's about. Okay, this is about a woman named Ayana, and she's a young woman born into a family of clairvoyants who hides her inherited gift to keep peace with her skeptical mother and manage her own mental health. When a troubling premonition forces her to confront long-buried family secrets, including those tied to her estranged aunt, Ayana must choose between silence and truth, all while the novel's own author finds herself pulled into the Mace's mystical orbit. Yep. Okay, and next up, still on August 12th. August 12th is a heavy day as well. We also have the rewrite by Lizzie Damalola Blackburn. This is a rom-com where a writer and her ex navigate rewrites of their novel and their unresolved history. Okay. August 18th. I'm very much looking forward to this one. Dominion by Addie E. Sitchins. Reverend Saber Winfrey's Mississippi town is shaken by his son's actions, and the story explores how these events impact the women connected to them, addressing themes of patriarchy and black womanhood. Yes, apparently this reverend owns a bunch of properties, and this reverend controls a lot of stuff in his community, and the son does something, and now we're gonna hear from the mom and the sister, okay? Because obviously whatever takes place affects the two of them, of course, because that's how the world works, right? You know, the men, they just make these messes, and then we the women in the back, we just, you know, gotta try to clean it up. Okay, so that is it for August. Let's move over to September. September 9th, we have Lauren Harper Falls Apart by Shauna Robinson. And Shauna Robinson, she has like these bookish books. It's like books. It's like books about books, but this one is a little bit different for her. This is a heartwarming small town tale where corporate burnout leads one woman home to rebuild friendships and rediscover community charm. I really like books like that where the protagonist in the book has to go back home to her small town, and it's usually a reason why she left in the first place, and secrets and blah blah blah. Yes, I love all of that. And then we also have, still on September 9th, is Little Movements by Lauren Marorrow. A woman who must figure out whether being creatively fulfilled is compatible with being happily married, and what it means to be a black artist in one of the whitest parts of America. That sounds really good to me. Also on the same day, we have Sweet Heat coming out by Bolu Babalola. So we first met Kiki and Malachi in Honey and Spice. Okay, so in Honey and Spice, Kiki and Malachi are in college. What excites me about Sweet Heat is now they are both adults. So we should be having some way different conversations. Like, I am looking forward to seeing how these two have grown and to see where Bolu is going to take this story. Because Kiki was so smart, and she was just, I mean, talk about somebody just quick, you know what I mean, just on it. I found her to be so charismatic in the first book, and I'm happy that we're getting the rest of her story. Also coming out on September 9th is Blood Moon by Britney S. Lewis. This is described as a paranormal romance with college freshman Mira as she confronts legendary vampires, werewolves, and a dangerous enemies to lovers connection. I love the cover of this. Again, black vampires. Sign me up. Like, what else is there to talk about? Nothing. And then werewolves as well. Yes. All of the paranormal, please. It being about college freshmen, yeah, you know, I will give it a chance though. And coming out on September 16th is a highly anticipated book for me, which is The Wilderness by Angela Flenoy. Yes, I am going to be definitely reading this book before September 16th. I am not waiting until then. I am definitely going to be reading it before then. It's not long at all, to be honest. I had the opportunity to meet this author sometime last year, and we had a nice conversation, and she just seemed like just like a lovely person. And yeah, I don't know, for some reason when I meet authors in person and I get great vibes from them, it makes me want to read their books even more. It really, really does, you know? Okay, so let me tell y'all what this is about. I know this is about a Black women friend group, which is some like my favorite type of books to read. A rich portrayal of 5 Black women whose 2-decade-old friendship survives through motherhood, heartbreak, and the politics of adulthood. I love that. Because we don't talk enough about Black women friendships. These friend groups, you know, the ones that carry you from high school into adulthood, and how dynamics change, and how you're trying to be there for your friend, but you also need some assistance yourself because you got your own things going on, and how everyone gets super busy, and how you barely get to see people who you used to talk to every single day for multiple hours a day. Your relationship gets reduced to these memes that you send each other on IG. You know what I mean? You may physically see each other face to face once every 3 to 4 months. You know, you got to pencil each other in the calendars because you've got kids, you've got a husband, you've got all these different things going on that make you super busy. And it's hard to get together with friends, and it's hard to continue these relationships and keep it going. And yeah, so I'm excited. Listen, this book could have none of the things I just spoke about in there, but it also very much could, because how could you talk about Black women friendships in adulthood without talking about those things? So yes, I'm very, very excited to get into this. I very much am. Also coming out on September 16th, we have Trigger Warning by Justina Townsen. This is also the author of Mother Country, which I have not read, but I have. That's the book with the woman smoking a cigarette on the cover. This is told in alternating sections by Ruth Hurley, who changes her identity and moves after her father is killed by police, and Myron Hurley, her husband, who's trying to learn the truth about his wife. Okay, I like the sound of that. Secrets. I like secrets in books. And then September 23rd, we have It's Me, They Follow by Janine Cook. This is an allegorical love story set in a not so distant past. It follows the shopkeeper, a bookseller and reluctant matchmaker. Helping others find love through books comes easily for the shopkeeper until it is time for her to find love for herself. Okay. See, I like that. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Okay. So that was a lot of books. And of course, there's no way I can put all of them into this video. So these are just the ones that are definitely on my radar that I think might be on yours as well, especially if you're specifically looking for Black authored books. And I have one more thing before I close the video out. If you made it this far in the video and you are interested in my extra copy, my extra advanced reader copy for The Wilderness, by the way, that is also signed by Angela Flenoy herself. Definitely drop down in the comments below and leave me the zebra emoji. That will let me know that you are interested in entering this giveaway. When I got a very special package from her team, which you will see in a vlog, in that package we got 2 additional copies of this, and I actually just realized that they are signed. I did not know that they were signed until I opened it just now, before I was, when I went to come do this video. And it said in the note to be shared with friends, and you guys are my friends, seriously, most of you, and I had to share one of them at least with one of you guys, because you guys just show me so much support. I love when I run into some of y'all in the streets of New York and y'all not weird and y'all just like, hey, are you Chocolate Pages? Or I know you're Chocolate Pages. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it so much. It makes me immensely happy to see y'all in person and that you guys come here and you support me. I really appreciate it so much. So yes, open to US only, please. I'm sorry, US only. If you just happen to be watching this video late, I will put the giveaway in at the top of the screen so you know that if it is past that date, your entry will not count. Okay, I will pick the winner in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so now the video is really over. Thank you for watching. Of course, make sure you give me a thumbs up if you did not already. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe for more bookish content like this, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.